Mieliśmy dwóch prelegentów z Polski, mieliśmy dwóch naukowców z Polski, a teraz myślę, że pora przejść do ekspertów z zagranicy, pora przejść do eksperta z Hiszpanii, bo nie tylko Polska w ubiegłym roku zderzyła się z katastrofalnymi powodziami, z jednocześnie występującymi suszami, zderzyła się z nimi także wspomniana już Hiszpania. Dlatego teraz na scenę zapraszam Miguela Rovirę, dyrektora generalnego ACO IBERIA South America.
Thank you very much. I hope my English will be quite good for you to understand me. I used to describe myself as a businessman and as an interested citizen. So I will give you a different perspective, not so technical, on my approach. So I came from Spain, but as the introduction said, I'm responsible for the Iberia, so Portugal and Spain. I give you some examples what we are living in those countries. But I'm an ACO employee. I thank you of organization of this event for the invitation, but also for my ACO colleagues in Poland. Maybe some of you do not know exactly what is the ACO mission. ACO as a company, we are a multinational company. We are, like you can see, all over the world right now. But let me, in a very short video, give you an idea what we do, what is our mission.
Our Earth is over 70% water and is a vital resource that sustains all life. As urbanization, heavier rainfall, and increasing pollution put greater demands on our water and drainage systems, we must learn to adapt to these changes. At ACO, we recognize our role as stewards of water management through developing innovative solutions for industries, such as residential, urban, landscape, commercial, industrial, and infrastructure. Join us in making a positive impact on our world's most precious resource. ACO. We care for water.
So you have a very clear and very quick overview about our mission. Yes, is take care of the water. We had this last stage of our approach because we need also to adapt, so the reuse. And I will really highlight it. But yeah, I came from Iberia, so this is our reality in Portugal and Spain. We have our headquarters really near the French border in Girona area. And then we have two more plants and commercial sites near Barcelona and near Madrid. And as you saw, this is our approach to the taking care about water. And going through all the stages of the water cycle. But we think about Spain, and I come from Spain. And when we think about Spain, immediately in our minds, it comes those beautiful images. Sunshine, good time, beer, fantastic ham. Yes, it's all true. But there's a little bit more than that. I think you understand much better this after the previous two brilliant presentations. We start work with Lisbon municipalities on the project that I will mention later on regarding how to change, how to assess and to change a little bit our the temperature in the cities. And for that, we need trees. We need green spaces. And for green spaces, it's mandatory. We need water. Water in a way that we can irrigate the trees and all those green areas. And in those meetings, it was amazing to see this graphic. This graphic shows in a very good perspective what we learned from the previous speakers. Since Lisbon started to register the extreme phenomena, weather phenomena, look into the beginnings. So once in 20 years, 15 years, something happened. Look into last 10, 15 years. Every single year, something happened. Either extreme rainfalls, extreme high temperatures, extreme low temperatures. Everything happened. And every year, something happened. Despite my technical background, I will not go into technical reasons because we listened already. I don't have the magic ball and vision for the future, but please, wake up a little bit. How should be the next years? The next 10, 20 years? Should be like 1940? Or should be much, much closer, even worse, those more recently years? I think the answer is already made. So it's a matter of wake up, prepare ourselves, adapt, and take decisions. Valencia. So I will speak about, I will not say our best practices, unfortunately. I will ask you for some reflections because the human being also learn much faster with the pain. And I'm sharing here a little bit our mistakes to create a kind of reflection and to help all the others to at least not commit the same mistakes. So Valencia is a very low area that it's identified from the resistors, ancient resistors, that it has a problem because the flooding area is really big. And since this year, we go back and there's also people said and adverting that it's not the flooding area, is the area surrounding, then it's everything okay. Instead, at the moment that starts rain in very intensively, and the water come down with so extremely velocity that will destroy everything on this way. It was really what happened. If you saw the flooding area of Valencia, and if you had the urban, more density housing buildings, it's more or less the same. So first mistake, we know where not to build, but we build. And then, on the 19th October last year, something happened. We already hear the reasons why, and now I talk about the consequences. It was so extreme, was a 5 hours heavy rainstorm, provoking total unexpected disaster. And just for you to imagine, if we used to calculate all the infrastructures with a return period of 25 years, even if we put 500 years, this rainfall more than triple that that rainfall intensity. So it was so dramatic that if you see in the graphic, the green area, accumulated water, stopped because all the devices just simply gone. It's not because it stopped and it's flat, because the readings stopped, because everything disappeared. And the other aspect is not only the water. I think if you saw the images, is the capacity to bring with the water all the sediments, and the destroying capacity of this is tremendous. And all the sediments, the level of sediments that bring along with the water was also something fantastic. Just to have an idea on the several areas of Valencia, there are some pictures of before and after. So this picture of Valencia is that same after. This fantastic area around the river is that same, that is. Also a very more with zoom river area with the wastewater municipality plant is that same. And in the world that we are used to now, more recently with the AI, lots of presentations I saw, lots of pictures. Now it's more and more used to make AI pictures. I can assure you that this one, if not AI, is real. And let me only give you some figures and facts very shortly, the most representative. The worst thing, more than 220 people die that day. 34% of the regional GDP disappeared, was destroyed. 50,000 buildings were severely affected. 120,000 vehicles were destroyed. And I can keep going on the disaster. And you ask, but we know. In 2007, we had a program, European directive, that we study and transport and make all the plannings to avoid this. But you know what happened in 2008, the subprime crisis, with all this financial disaster, make that everything stops. So first mistake, this is the price we pay right now. If I took out the human lives of the equation, because we cannot put price on it, imagine how cheaper it was before adapting the infrastructures, because one of the main decisions of this plan is that the infrastructures were no longer adapt to the potential disasters. So we need to change the hydraulic infrastructures, we need to change our way of calculation, we need to change kind of buildings, kind of bridges. More than 20 bridges were just simply disappear. So first reflection, we cannot avoid what is already happened, and we need to take action, really. What was the main decision? What was the conclusion of all of this? The storm was so fast, and we were prepared to warning devices after 100 liters per second accumulated on 12 hours. And it was so quick that on 6 hours, on less than 6 hours, we already reached that level. And when the people was warning, it was too late. But in this 2007 program, there is a special part for the education also. All the population need to be educated how to behave in circumstances like this. I have to say, it's dramatically, but a huge number of people drown on the underground areas of parking areas because they want to take out their car. It's like we are in a plane and the plane start going down fast and we are worried about our iPhone. People need to be educated, but to be educated need some info, some clear info. So this is not mean that we need to accept the new reality, but we cannot live happy with that. We need just to accept that things are changing and adapt our infrastructure, adapt our models, adapt our behavior to avoid a little bit those disasters, mainly on the human part. Of course, if we create some better warning devices and models, we can, and this is the main goal, to avoid those tremendous number of human lives that we lost. But all the economy, all the physical impact on the buildings infrastructure still happen. So we need also to move further on this. Another example was in Catalonia. So Catalonia, southwest region where we are based in ACO, also suffer from really drought seasons, so lack of water. But in Glorious Storm in 2019, it was also something so fast that destroys a great part of the coast. And this is an image of the Palau Sant Jordi concert and the sports infrastructure completely full of water and destroyed. Just for you to have an idea, so in 2017, this was the level of water in one of the most important reservoirs, basins that we had in Catalonia to water supplying, and this is 24 picture. So in the first one, we just saw the top roof of this old church, and now we are almost without no water. So the level was and still is around 30% and going down. Lucky for us, those last weeks, there is some rainfall, and it seems like things are not so bad, but we cannot, just like in the old times, we pray for some rainfall. We need to do something with the water. We need to manage it differently. What we have done in Catalonia, so in the Valencia area or in Spain as a global state, we have done nothing before. After the disaster, we plan at least all the municipalities, more than 10,000 inhabitants, we should have a plan for water management and disaster occurrences, and we need to present it till the middle of 2026. In Catalonia, the problem is different. It's not only some floodings, but it's the lack of water. And another mistake was pass that responsibility to the private. We all, as individuals, need to manage the water and to be conscious about the water management and to keep as much as possible the water and use it properly. But it belongs to the organizations, to the governments, to define some good policies. And it's not enough to create restrictions programs. In Catalonia, you are not allowed to build a swimming pool right now. If you have a swimming pool and you have a leakage, you are not allowed to fulfill from the water supply company the swimming pool. All the business related with car washing during a period they were closed. We, as ACO, we stay in the industrial area, and that industrial area suffer reductions of 25% of water supplying. The pressure on the water supplying was going down on purpose to reduce a little bit the water consumption. So this is one of the measures that we can use, but it's not enough. We need to manage it differently. So the conclusion is the reality is here, face it or not, believe it or not. I think with the modern science and with more the knowledge we have, it's clear, and we need to adapt as a society. So the methods, the models that we already learn are no longer valid. They need to be also adapted. The way we calculate, still the same. We cannot stay on this. We listened from the previous speakers that the velocity of change is tremendous. So we as a society cannot stay thinking and discussing when the world is really changed fast. ACO have his own approach and try to give our own contribution to this water management. We are not here because we just now remember how the water is important. This is our core business since we exist, and we have 75 years history right now. So our message came more and more strongly, and due to the last occurrences in the world and with these phenomena and climate change, we felt that we are more and more listened. And one of the reasons is, and the evidence is that UNESCO invite us to be ambassador of this goal number 6 regarding the water. And yeah, this is our approach. We need to take care about the water and to assume that the water should be as natural as possible on the water cycle. So it should return naturally to where it's belong. So we need to kind of restoring the balance a little bit. But for that, we also need to clean it. It's not only a kind of harvesting the water, storage the water, reuse the water, but the water once came down and passing through pavements, through roofs, through other processes, have other pollutants inside, and we need to clean to use it again. So this is our approach also, and it's everywhere. We can study and we can contribute it to make this process possible in industries, in cities, urban applications. Let me talk about a little bit this Lisbon project. We are happy to announce that we win European contests, and Lisbon and Copenhagen were selected to do this pilot project with this satellite company agency that we use for achieve some goals on the environmental point of view. On the Lisbon point of view is to reduce the carbon footprint and to also decrease the temperature of the ground in some of the areas, because one of the topics is also the high temperatures that we are living. So to live in a very good life condition in the cities, we need to cool down our cities, and we need to decrease some of the degrees of temperature. You cannot imagine in a street full of trees and without any trees, we can have differences of 5, 6, or 7 degrees in the ground of temperature perception. And for that, we need water. We need lots of water to irrigate those trees. And one of the approaches was, let's use trees that need as less water as possible. And there are some trees, some kind of trees that we can use it like that. What is the question? Those trees do not provoke the same level of shadow that other trees. So less water, but at the end, the results are not the expected. So we need to change our approach, but for that we need water, quality water, to irrigate those trees. And this is something that after the disaster, Valencia region already put in place some absorption areas to create those tanks to potential rainfall, intensive rainfall. And we are already introducing some big underground storm water tanks in that region. Of course, we need, it's not only the stormwater tanks, we need to create this buffer. And one of our solutions is when we collect the water from a roof, we need to manage and not deliver immediately those big quantities to the artificial or natural receiving devices. So we manage the water in a way that we balance, we release those flows in a way that the systems can absorb it. More examples about protecting the city of Lisbon with those SUDS systems. Another one in Lisbon to protect the coast and to help the water not release so fast to the sea. And in our own premises in Catalonia, so we invest. We have some green areas. We stay in Catalonia. We have lack of water, like I said. We have several weeks without any drop of water. Some months in the summer season without any single drop of water. And how can we stay on the green level without water? And we invest in some smart solutions with some stormwater tanks, cleaning processes, and one single day of rainfall, we kept water for 3 months irrigation. One single day of rainfall. And I just finished here. This is our treasure, so keep it on mind. We need to do something as an individuals, as a companies, as a society, and I hope to contribute to at least highlight some of the importance of this topic. Thank you very much.